2015 alum. He did a fellowship in Pune, and after that he's worked with Leadership for Equity and the International Innovation Forum. And the past couple of years, 2 years ago, he's founded his startup Polymath that works on very cool AI solutions, and recently very focused on teachers and how to support teachers in the classroom. So yeah, that's Pradeep. And assisting him today is Harsh Doshi. He's a 2016 alum, right? And he's also worked with the International Innovation Forum, and he's also done a lot of research and evaluation with the EdTech lab at IIT Bombay. And since the last couple of years, he's into designing learning experiences. And we hope that you have an amazing experience in this session today. So without revealing anything about the actual session itself, I'll hand it over to Pradeep and Harsh.
Thank you very much, Adesh. Okay, so great. We've already done the pleasantries and clapping. So let's really down to it. It's going to be a snappy, fast session. You don't really need to take a lot of notes, as I can give you everything, all the links and everything will be available. So we don't really need that. What we're going to start off with is just quickly about me, my journey. So, I am a teacher in India, just like you are. If you want to know more about what my company does, you can scan the QR code, or I have a booth which is going to be there in the afternoon. You can I have a human storyteller, so we can meet up there. So before I really jump into the crux of the session itself, I want to really know what's the room like. So we'll not do like a spectrum. We'll do a quick fist to 5. Fist is, I don't really know ChatGPT, kuch nahi pata, never used, never heard, I learned a lot. 5 is, I know everything there is to know about it. I am like pro at it, I use it day in, day out. I love 3 words for job applications now because ChatGPT is my best friend. So where am I? Fist to 5. Lovely. We've got a lot of 3s, 4s. Perfect. That's a very good place where we are because, and I'll explain why. Before we do that, one more thing. Other than ChatGPT, how adept are we and how tagged are we about AI ecosystem in general? First, not much. 5 is where AI Twitter pe hi rehta hu. I really know what's happening in SF right now today. Which hackathon happened last weekend? So quick first to 5. Okay, we are at 2, 3. Oh, that's good. So we are at a very good stage in general. Right audience mix I wanted because some of us are tapped in, some of us are fairly new. But what's going to really happen in this workshop, and I want to set the expectations correct outright. This is not a ChatGPT workshop. If you want to learn how to write really good prompts, I am not the person to help you today. I can do it later on, but not right now, not at this moment. You can check out YouTube videos for that. This is a workshop where we are going to tap into our educator or learning designer hats. People who've been in classrooms, people who've taught kids, and people who know how learning works. But we are going to equip you with a new superpower, that is the understanding of AI. And how with AI, education and learning in general. And with learning, I don't really want to restrict you to bachcho ka learning, kisi ka bhi learning. It is learning in general. It can be learning for kids, it can be learning for adults. How learning is going to change. So there are 3 major objectives for today's space. First is we are going to understand AI, just what AI is, what LLMs are, how do they really work, and the building blocks. How is an LLM trained? It's not going to be technical because even I'm not technical. I'm an industrial engineer who directly became a teacher in Bangalore, so मुझे कुछ नहीं आता. But we are going to make it fairly, I don't want to say layman friendly, but just fairly teacher friendly. Second, we are going to explore some innovations in generative AI space. What's really happening right now? What new experiences have been unlocked over the past 2 years? And mind you, this field is barely 2 years old in terms of at least consumer applications. And the last is where we are going to redesign and reimagine the learning experience, what it could be like. So, these 3 objectives are broken into 5 small parts. The first is how learning happens today. For that, I am going to need Harsh to distribute papers, please. Thank you, Harsh. We'll quickly get into it. The first is how does learning happen today? And it's going to be an individual activity. You just have to do very simple things. I don't want to get you into groups because it becomes chaotic and it will take more time. But let's just draw some flowcharts, mind maps of how today learning experiences happen. I read something, I take notes on some Apple iPad, then because I just saw an Apple Pencil there. And then I go back to my notes, I do something. So there is like a flow. Why don't you all draw learning flows? How learning happens today. For you, for any student, just whichever persona you want to pick. We'll take 5 minutes to do this. Okay, we'll just take 3 minutes.
Sketch pens are coming in as well.
Can I help you?
You can give it that
Folks, if you need pens,
I'll just give it.
please take one and pass pens.
Folks, sorry, no favorite color day.
I love facilitating this room because at least most of the people I'm assuming know these basic things. Take one and pass the rest, paper passing procedures. We've lived things like for at least 2 years.
You'll get it.
Also, please let me know if I'm going too fast. My time is being cut very recently, so I have to like rush. And I have
How many people don't know the sketch pen? Sorry, very important question. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Folks, you need to or any pen.
Can you just pass that? There are pens there.
We have in our kids now.
जिनके केस में बात करते हैं
Okay, just raise your hand if you're not going to know. 1, 2, 3.
You have to give it prompting in.
Anyone needs any pen? You got one? I got okay, refreshing. You have to draw a mind map of how learning happens today. Pick any persona. It can be for you, it can be for a child that you know, it can be for one of your students that who's at home. How might they be learning today? Anything. Or how do you learn things? So I just want to know. I go to YouTube, I search, I do this, I do that, I read a book, whatever form of learning. If you want to pick a language, do that. If you want to pick a skill, write about that. Go for it. You just take 2 minutes.
Can you just clip the mic? Can you just clip your mic?
If you're done, just give me a quick thumbs up. Oh, a lot of you are done. So we'll take 1 minute for the others to get done. Thank you. If you're done, just give me a quick thumbs up otherwise. I think a lot of us are done, so we can save on those 30 seconds and move on. Okay. So now you have at least put on paper your ideas of how learning today works. We're not going to disturb that, but we're going to come back to those ideas in just a bit when we actually have gone through the content and then we reimagine the learning experiences. So I want you all to hold on to those sheets of paper, really important. Okay. So to understand, I'm just going to quickly break down what is generative AI. It's a very simple definition. Generative AI generates new content, things that we've already understood and seen around. It can generate images, text, nothing fairly new for this group because you all have been using this. What I want to tweak is the slight definition of generative AI and sort of widen that. I want you to now think of generative AI as something, it's a technology that can understand. And I've put the word understand in air quotes because whatever I'm going to say next is going to slightly contradict it, but it understands or processes texts, code, sound, audio, video, and images. So it can not only generate, but if something's already created in the world, existing world today, it can also understand and process it. So you can talk to generative AI models, you can show them videos and they can make sense of what's happening in the videos, or you can augment videos or photos that are already there with these models. So the tech that's fundamental or core here, I'm going to largely use large language models as the name, or model, or AI model. So that is the core engineering that's really happening. So if you have to break it down, tech part chhod dijiye. If I have to tell you a formula, we all know ChatGPT, right? We all are familiar. But ChatGPT does not equal to AI or a model. ChatGPT is an application, very similar to say a WhatsApp, very similar to say a Google search app. The real masala is the GPT-4o mini. Earlier this was GPT 3.5, some people use GPT 4o, people use 4. This is the actual model, and any innovation that is happening today is in the world of AI has been facilitated by development in this model. The bigger the model, more data that gets into training, more time it's given to train, more recent data, the better the sort of product or the output. So GPT 3.5 was a smaller model. 4 became very big. 4o is slightly optimized into a small medium model. So, and the company that's doing that is OpenAI. So you can replace any part of this formula. You can do Google, you can change this to Gemini, and for some lack of a better understanding, they've named their app also Gemini, which was earlier Bard. You can change this to Microsoft. They also use GPT models, and you can change that to Bing. So anything that you know, possibly Canva uses GPT-4 to do Canva AI. So every company that is creating the app is actually innovating at this layer. A lot less companies are innovating on this layer, because this is really engineering cost. In all of terms, this is really costly. So a lot of effort is going here. But what we need to focus on in this capabilities of this being applied. So we're going to look at that lens. Any questions at this point? This is slightly technical, I know. Quick confusions? No? Perfect, we're good. So I have a task for you. I want you all to draw a cat. Just draw a cat. In 10 seconds, okay? We don't want like a really nice looking cat. We just want a cat. Once you're done, give me a quick snap. Can you show your partners, or can you just quickly show how your cats look? Nice. I think we're seeing some interesting patterns in cat. Now I'm really curious what sort of cats are people drawing. Okay, we have one more small task. You have to complete, so I'm going to show you a sentence and you have to complete the next word. Okay? Just one word, that's it. All set? We're going to get 5 seconds to do it. Or chalo 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
6 century.
Bol do. 6 century. Century. Any other words that are coming to your mind? Anything?
Hit a price car.
Hit a car. Hit a boundary. Hit a journalist. Really cool. I really like that answer, and I'll tell you why. So the way in which, okay, now I just want you all to, did you draw some variation of this cat? Maybe like a stick figure.
No way it's yours.
It's some variation, kuch aise kaan aise dikh rahe honge, something would be happening. Perfect. And did you complete it with any of this, or maybe a journalist, which was a unique answer? Something in that realm? Okay. I want you to think for 1 second. What did you do to complete these tasks? When I said draw cat, what was your instinctive reaction?
It was previous knowledge.
Previous knowledge, lovely, yes.
It was already there, so I just put it out, visualized it.
Perfect. Any other ideas? What about this Virat Kohli sentence? I'm curious about that.
It was a repetitive
I'll just take.
context. I think with knowing that Virat Kohli is a cricket player.
Lovely.
And then it's a cricket match and it's a very good player.
Yeah.
So might have hit a century, like.
So you reduced your vocabulary using context to come to a certain word which probabilistically will fit the best, right? Congratulations, all of your large language models. That is exactly how AI works. It does not understand who Virat Kohli is, what, nothing. It cannot make sense of an entire sentence. There is a function called tokenization. So it breaks the sentence down into small chunks and it tries to figure out what this is. So step by step, it is going to understand what the meaning is. So in this particular sentence, it figured out so something is happening that match. Okay, there are multiple matches. Now I'm talking about probably sports or a matchbox or a matchstick. Then I introduced the word Virat. Where have I seen the word Virat? Virat, I've seen the word in cricket. So probably this is a cricket match. It is figuring out context. Kohli. Now I'm certain that this is a cricket match, and in a cricket match, Virat Kohli hit. Where have I seen Virat Kohli, the name appear a lot of times? It's with a bat. He's a batsman. In news articles that I have seen, read, TV that I have watched, a lot of YouTube kachara that I've consumed, all talks about hitting something. He hits a ball, century, boundary, six. He's also an angry player. Maybe he can hit a player, a journalist at that. So this is exactly how large language models are decoding information. The better the large language model, the more context it can retain. So that is how the most recent developments are taking shape. So before we really go into कि ये होता है वो होता है, I really want you to know कि कैसे होता है. So have you ever heard this that it's really bad at math? ChatGPT is fairly bad at math, or these AI models are fairly bad at mathematical computations. Why might that be? You can't solve math like this. You can't break stuff in math. Imagine PEDMAS or BORDMAS being done this way. पहले जो आ गया वो कर देता हूँ, बाद में देखेंगे. That's not how that works, which is why it is becoming really bad at math. So there are now computer scientists are figuring out how can we improve tokenization, how can we break it down better to do good at math. So this is how an LLM really operates. Are we good with this? That's the entire technical gyan I wanted to give you today. So this is an image that a lot of computer scientists show to just explain the same funda. Cat sat on a highest probability next best guess is MAT. So that's how an AI model predicts the next best word. This is exactly the thing that we need to know for today. With that knowledge and with that clear, we're going to quickly look at some AI advancements. What's really happened over the past 24 months. And today is 17th November. ChatGPT was introduced to the world on 30th November. 29th November for India or whatever, like 1st December possibly. But in these 2 years, it's changed the fundamental landscape of how a lot of people operate. At least a lot of us in this room operate. What's the journey been so far? 2022 November, it was launched. 6 months later, they launched something called as GPT-4. Now we all know, is that an app? GPT-4 is a model. So they launched an improved model. This was for their paid plan users, they could get it. That model unlocked a lot more experiences. So with GPT, when the ChatGPT OG was launched, the app, you could create text, you could create poetry, you could create prose, passages, whatever. When you went to GPT-4, now you could create very strong products with very strong logic in it. You could create code, high quality code. You could put literally an image of a website and get the code out. It could understand your images. So the real world understanding started happening. Because it could actually think structurally, there is an entire world of agents that was introduced. It's a completely different world. We're not going to touch on that. Happy to discuss it later. But that got introduced at this. Then, I think earlier this year, they launched a model called GPT-4o, which had multimodal capabilities. Now, what is multimodal? It can understand the world around you by looking at it. So it can understand images, it can understand sounds, it can understand slight emotions as well from tonality of sound, and it has the worldly understanding and ability to generate noise or sound, images, and a lot of output text in response to these sounds as well. That was the path-breaking thing that is happening today. So all our chat GPTs work on this model or a smaller version of this model. So it can understand voice. Have you tried talking to it? It's fantastic. It's near human-like. And then you've got agents, AGI, and a lot of other things that a lot of cool people are working on. But that's the journey that people are still on. We really need to know these capabilities, and that's where we are going to deep dive. It's been a massive change, and massive in terms of how quickly people have adopted also. And this is like a number that is staggering. It shook the entire tech world. It took TikTok around 9 months to reach 100 million downloads. It took ChatGPT less than 2 months to reach 100 million. But there's been some change. Post that 100 million, I just googled today morning what's the current usage, and I looked at this number. It's 180 million. Any thoughts why might have we staggered at this? 2 महीने में 100 कर लिया था, 2 साल में हमने 80 और ऐड किया है. What really happened there? Yeah. So there's Google, there's a lot of other applications. All our mobile phones have WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has now Meta, AI everywhere. So this is just one thing. The second hypothesis that I can present is ChatGPT is a standalone horizontal platform. आप आके कुछ भी कर लो. But a lot of AI is now being introduced into our world views, our work streams. So teachers planning lessons can use AI to plan lessons, and there are like 50 tools that can help you plan better lessons. Learners who want to learn to speak English, there are like 500 English speaking coaches available online. So I think this number is a skew. We still have a lot more people who are being touched by AI, but this number is a very fraction of that representation. So we have to now think about that number. I don't want you to think about the ChatGPT number. We want to meet the learner, or we want to meet the user where they are. So I'm just adding this context because you will be designing that experience. Okay, this is where I want to spend the most time today. That's why I rushed through a lot of things, where we are going to see some really cool tools or some really cool applications of tools that you know. Okay, and we are going to keep it very snappy, light, very discussion oriented. If you have a question, just throw it so that you can get as much value out of this. And I'll promise, जितना मुझको पता है मैं बता दूंगा, जितना मुझे नहीं पता I'll tell I don't know. So are we good with this? Perfect. Can I please borrow this chair? Yes. I'm going to sit so that I can project. You all can see here. Is this visible? Yeah. Perfect. Is it okay if we switch off this light? Harsh, try karo. Are we okay? Perfect? Better. How many of you know this? Give me a quick. Oh, cool. Let me blow your minds with the first tool. You use Google to search information? Google में answers कैसे मिलते हैं? It typically gives you a link and you have to go and look at the link and see कि यार ये सही है नहीं है. What if AI could actually, because it understands text also, give you what you really want? And I'm telling you, ChatGPT is not the best or was not the best source for searching information, but with Perplexity, just a second. So this is Perplexity. You can ask whatever question you want and it will give you directly the answer. It will not give you links. But one of the problems with ChatGPT was it used to give fake data, hallucination कहते थे. That problem is being solved by Perplexity. So let us ask, I want to, how was the Grand Canyon formed. Okay? I don't really know, मुझे वहाँ पे दिख गया, तो मैंने पूछ लिया. So it's not giving me links anymore only. The links are hidden here. I can obviously like click and see all of them on the side, but it is telling me the answer that I need to know in a very structured format. And you see these smaller 2, 3, these are all the sources it is picking that answer from. This is a very insane concept called retrieval augmented generation. I don't want to get into technicalities, but imagine you asking somebody a question, it finding a good source, reading that source quickly, because AI can summarize data really fast, AI can read data really fast, so it's doing that and bringing you the answer you asked. I asked about how is it formed. Yes, go for it.
So it can differentiate between good and bad sources.
Sorry?
It can differentiate between good and bad sources.
It tries to do it on its own. Yeah, based on multiple signals that we are not privy to. But that is what the Perplexity team does at the back end, to clean out the sources. So if you wanted to know how is Grand Canyon or how is Taj Mahal, मुझे Grand Canyon पता नहीं उसका कोई comparative, different from बीबी का मकबरा. So it's giving me historical context, who built it, what was, when it was built, why it was built, architectural features, size and scale, gardens around. So it's giving me like a very detailed answer with all the right sources. It's picking up Taj versus Bibi Ka Maqbara as one of the source. So this is a tool that educators, learners can use to get the knowledge that they want. Now imagine the world's knowledge is not hidden behind links that you have to waste time looking through. It is available to you when you want. This is for a lot of text data. This is one of my go-to knowledge engines. I would not say a search engine, but they've created a very strong knowledge engine. Any questions so far on Perplexity? Side note, this has been built by an Indian guy who stays now in the SF, who used to work at OpenAI. So there's like a very strong Indian connect here. Second, one of the problems that some of us feel, how many of you watch videos to learn? A lot of us? Can you go back to a certain point or a certain lesson in a video that you found interesting? How do you do that? It's fairly complicated as a process. You have to go drag, be sure which part of what video, and imagine you're learning from 5 videos. Now to mujhe pata hi nahi hai. So in the next room we've got Amit Verma, who's doing like a session, who does like 5-hour podcasts with people with fantastic insights, but it's really difficult to go back to those podcasts. So there's a tool that can help you unlock insights from within a video. So for example, I want to learn how to write copy for a website, how to write structure. So there are like 20 videos on YouTube that have been put. I can create an experience on top of it, and I can now talk to my videos. What are some key points to remember while writing the hero section? Okay, some typos, but okay. So it's going to pick up answers from sources within the video and give you. So you are not, now you are in charge. On the Perplexity side, you are not in charge of what content Perplexity picks. So to Kanika's question, was it a good source or a bad source? I don't really know. But here I have the control on sources. There is one more product which does something very similar, which is very cool, called Notebook LM. It's by Google. You can add your own sources. So we'll check that the third. This is primarily for videos. So you can get answers from videos. If you want to find insights on something, you get quotes from videos. Jarvis is new writing assistant, and it will take you to that timestamp. So this is to find insights from. So don't think about the functionality of this product. Forget the product. Okay? think about the functionality and now what has been unlocked. Okay, now there are like 700,000 videos being uploaded every second or every minute on the internet. Can I make use of those videos for learning? We have to keep that hat on at all times. Now I'm going to quickly show you the third product that I was talking about, which is Notebook LM. This product took the world by storm over the past couple of months for one reason. And that reason is not that you can add your sources. So I have added two sources here. One is the Mumbai guide and the TFI 15 website. So the Mumbai guide was something I saw on the TFI 15 website. So I just thought, why don't we create like an interactive environment on that website? I can just ask, what is TFI 15? Okay, apparently it's not pulling an answer for me. Feedback for them, or I am slightly smarter, so I'll just go to an older notebook that I have. What are some, so I just pulled a lot of data about this product. There is a platform called Hacker News where people come and discuss. मैंने उसका सारा data PDF में capture कर लिया, copy करके paste कर दिया Word में और उसका PDF बना लिया. And now I'm asking, what are some things people are liking about Notebook LM? And now it's referencing that data, which is some 98 or 100 page long, and giving me the answer from that to the question that I have with where this answer is coming from. People find Notebook's ability to transform this, that. There used to be a tool called Chat PDF, which I used to personally love because it helped me chat with PDF documents. But I think this is more cool because I can put multiple formats of data here. So you can put your docs, slides, a website link, a YouTube link, any copied text, and upload documents, PDF format. So it will understand and reference all of that and create an experience. But I'll tell you what's the coolest part about this. And let me check if it's up and running. Yeah. So there they have created a feature called Audio Overview, which creates like a 6-7 minute podcast style conversation on the data that you have given. So they've created a 16-minute conversation on the TFI 15. Actually, they've done it on Mumbai guide. So let's just hear and close your eyes and hear the audio. Okay, this is created on the fly by AI.
Me too.
We're going to be using a travel guide as our source material.
A travel guide.
Yes, a travel guide to Mumbai
Very cool.
called Mumbai Guide TFI.
Okay.
And the reason I picked this is because it's such a unique way to structure how to explore a city.
Interesting.
So it uses the city's train lines to kind of create different journeys for you.
Okay.
There's like the tourist line,
Makes sense.
I'm going to pause.
the food line.
Okay.
We heard 40 seconds. There's 16 minutes of this conversation completely created without literally by hitting a button. Quick responses. Right? Same. You want to try something cool today? Do you have LinkedIn? Yeah? Copy your LinkedIn URL and dump it into one of the notebook LMs. I have a podcast on my brother's LinkedIn profile which talks about how great a lawyer my brother is for 8 minutes. He's like, 2 साल हुए law school से निकल के. I'm like, भाई क्या वकील हो तुम? You're crazy. So whenever you're feeling low, these guys will cheer you up. All of this is AI generated. Imagine like we used to be at a robotic voice era. And now we have like the ums, the ahas, the interesting, Mumbai, very, very American. Imagine this being created on the fly by tech without any supervision. It is insane. Even like a fraction of it or a minute of it to do that, it would have taken millions of dollars earlier on to train a model, do this, do all the testing, to just put that out, and a lot of time. But now we've got like things to play with. Keep that experience in mind. Yes.
So I have a doubt, does this model learn continuously or someone has to upload certain data?
In this particular product, or you're talking about the model?
In GPT model.
Yeah.
4.0 mini. Is it that continuously we have to dump data inside like any particular?
No, the training's done. The model is been trained in 2022, 23. उन्होंने data तब का दे दिया था. The model got trained and they've just deployed it. So a trained model is a ready model. Like everything is done. It's imagine accessorizing clothes. You've got your shirt pant. The way in which you accessorize is what the applications are doing today. So the fundamentals of the shirt or a pant are not changing. That's the model. They are not changing at all. If they want to change the model, they introduce a completely new model. So the 3.5 was a complete model. Then they changed the entire family to 4 because they retrained it.
For example, regarding Mumbai Darshan only.
Yeah.
For example, some news sites come now. Do they learn continuously?
No. So for the news site, they will have to again scrape that data. So if you ask Chat GPT, the older versions, who's the president of US, or who's won the 2023-4 election, it'll say, I don't know. Now they have added a feature where it can pull data from the internet. So it is not, the model is not being trained. Training a model is a technical process. This thing is called, so it is retrieving new information, learning about only that much information and giving you the answer. So its capabilities are the same. Training a model is inherently very capability badhti hai. When I'm just doing a lot of this, these are application use cases where I'm just using the information. In this case, I've put TFI data. In the other case, people are putting some other data. Yes.
So when they're retrieving data from the news sources,
yes,
which is not being trained earlier, aren't these systems training themselves on capturing the data when they refer again back to back again?
Yeah, sometimes. But the real deal is not in आप कितना नया data देते हो. They want to look at different language and sentence structures. That's the real game. The recency of information problem is solved. I can quickly go on a Perplexity and ask who won the elections and it will find the source and give me the answer. So it does not matter if the model is trained on 2024 data because it can give me the answers I am looking for. Yes?
What's the accuracy of this?
This is fairly accurate. Not the AI generation bit, but the Q&A because it is giving you answers from sources. So if I ask here who the Prime Minister of India is, ideally it should not answer. But demoing any AI product is, especially a live demo, it's very crazy because all of this is non-deterministic. You cannot predict how it's going to react. We've got somebody who worked at Amazon and works actively on AI experiences, and even he would vouch for it. Absolutely. Go for it, Prakhar. I mean, like if anybody wants like, what's the big text perspective, please ask him. Paras is our man to chat with on that. Yes. We wanted to know, Prime Minister of India. Good. This is a good product because it's very tightly, so this is where prompting comes in. You have to tightly tell, do not tell any answer other than the questions that have been answered, other than the information available in the data that you have. So if you really tell it not to, it will try and not to, but I can talk to it for a very long time and I tell, please, please, please tell me no. So I can probably do, I want to visit places where the PM of India can visit in Mumbai. Who is the PM of India? I don't know if it will work. No. The sources don't. But if you like do it long enough, this is called jailbreaking, the act of toying around with an AI chatbot so that you are like, chalo main karke dekh leta hu. So these are like 3 tools which are exceptional in retrieving information from knowledge. Actually, two tools are exceptional. One tool is a work in progress because the Beachwala tool was what my company is building. So it's a very bacha product. So that's Notebook LM. We discussed, so Notebook LM will come sometime, but we'll not get down into it again. What I wanted you to understand from Notebook LM was the feature of audio overviews. They've not open sourced it, they've not really told which models are they using or how are they generating it. Once that is out, the content game is going to change forever. I don't know. So there is this like one of the world's biggest AI scientists. He created a Spotify podcast using Notebook LM. What he did was he went into Wikipedia, searched 10 mysteries, something that he is very interested on, added one to each notebook, generated a 15-minute audio overview, and he's created 7 or 10-part series of different mysteries of the world, generated an image using again one of the AI image generators, and upload it on Spotify. It's getting millions of views every day. And he did it in under an hour. That's the fun part. End to end. Imagine creating a 10-part anything. Any content designers, learning designers in the house. This is going to change a lot of things for all of us. Yes.
One question about what you just mentioned. When it becomes very common, it becomes very something that we may probably not want. We're looking for something unique.
Yeah.
Right? So how would this overcome the challenge? Like all the podcasts start sounding similar, we would get bored of it at some point. Right?
That's a very interesting question because they might not sound similar. You can record 15 minutes of your own voice, the AI will start sounding like you. Because it's catching that timbre, it's understanding what are the matrices behind your sound, and then it emulates that. So imagine now there are 8 billion people living on this planet. Potentially we have a technology that can create 8 billion types of sounds. That's why you've got platforms that can create original music. I don't have expertise into that, that's why I don't really talk about it, but you can create original music using AI. That's completely new. So the voice quality, the timbre, all of that can be changed. So some of the platforms, only because of privacy concerns, they're not allowing that feature right now, but this is built, it's out there, it's ready. There are like platforms where your, actually I should show that and I will. Let's do that. Where you just upload your pictures and an AI avatar of you talking almost indistinguishably pops up. So not only do you not have to talk, you don't even have to be in front of camera. Give me like 20 photos and it's done. So ChatGPT, obviously something that we all know. Yeah. Go for it.
So maybe out of context, but still I just want to ask this. Is it possible like if I upload a PDF copy of intervening code and I narrate an incident that a community is facing?
Yes.
Will you be able to suggest me what approach should I have or file?
Yes. 100% would be able to, but I would always tell you to get it validated by a lawyer, because there have been cases in the US where people have just cited judgments and stuff when it used to hallucinate without sources. But once you give it a source, it will stick to that source and it can do it. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to get into a lot of stuff. Again, something cool for all of you to try later on ChatGPT. Do you know the function of memory? You know, like ChatGPT remembers you. There are 2 cool things that I want you all to try. And we'll try it here. I'm not really going to show you things that you already know. So one prompt that I liked is, it's on my LinkedIn, just give me 1 second. It was very cool. If you ask everything and anything to ChatGPT, this is going to work wonders for you. I'm just telling it, based on what you know about me, draw a picture of what you think my current life looks like. Okay? Trigger warning, it can also be reality check. And I don't know what's going to come.
Just putting your personal life out there.
Yes. It's a lot of dirty laundry out in the open.
Beware what you're going to see, folks.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, the older one was much better than this, but it talks about AI, something product, mandala art, things that I think about, a house, coffee. There's I had asked some knitting and crochet related questions for my dadi on ChatGPT, so it remembered that, and there's like a ball of wool on my table. So this is fairly, this is not the really cool picture that I wanted to show. Like there's like a cooler one. Now that we are already on LinkedIn, I'm just going to shamelessly show what my fun image was. This was my fun image. It talked about education, products that I've built, world map, AI, things like that, and see the knitting fur balls here and coffee. So yeah, and that's also a lot like what my work desk looks like. So that was fun. Memory aside, it can process what's really happening on the screen and give you feedback in the moment. Think of experiences that could be designed. Speaking, confidence, soft skills, if any of you work on these domains. I'm going to show you a very crazy Khan Academy demo that has just blown my mind. We're going to look at that. But before that, this is again a homegrown company, an Indian company that's working on language learning. Because it can understand audio, it can understand speech, it can also teach kids how to speak. English learning. Only 12% of India speaks English, and we know it unlocks a lot of opportunity, even if we agree or disagree. A lot of us are where we are because we can speak fluent English. So let's take a quick look at how this company is trying to solve that problem.
AI-powered spoken English class. I am your English tutor. Let's get started.
So they introduce these activities to kids.
Your favorite cartoon character is Shin Chan. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Lily. Yes, I need a carry bag for my Jesus. Can you give it to me?
And based on such activities, Supernova then evaluates the child's performance, understands where they are struggling, where they are doing good, what can they comprehend, what can they speak, and then they have their own learning trajectory on which they help the children grow. This is another experience that has been unlocked. This company has been doing crazy numbers in Tamil Nadu. So they started with Tamil to English. So if any of Chennai fellows here, people who are working in Tamil Nadu, you should check their work out. And they've now started Hindi to English also. It's early stages, but they're now reaching to the Hindi market also. Yes.
They also use it.
This is for children. Although 30% of their users are adults, their entire focus is on children. So they're not focusing on adult English learning. There are a bunch of other tools for that. Yeah. We've all been talking about ChatGPT, right? That's our go-to. But I want to also introduce a competitor product. Again, free of cost. You don't have to pay. I love one feature in Claude. So in this company's name is Anthropic, who's ChatGPT, OpenAI's biggest competitor in this point today. Anthropic, one of OpenAI's co-founders, just like a couple of people from OpenAI went and found this company, and now one of their co-founders has also switched. This company's focus is on a lot of safety and alignment. And this company created this chatbot called Claude. It was introduced 6 months after ChatGPT, 5 months after ChatGPT came. It was bad for a very long time. It was not good at all. But they've gotten supremely good. They have a model called Sonnet. Again, now we know the difference between app and a model. We're going to talk about the app because the model is getting good, so the app's also getting good. I'm going to quickly show you what Claude can do. And okay, so Claude, I've got this open here. The best feature I like about Claude is, how many of you do not know programming? Right? So none of us can build stuff. आपको programming नहीं आती? यार, bro. ठीक है. But none of us can build stuff. But I really like to build stuff. It's fun. It's amazing. So what if make me a quiz app with 10 MCQ questions on Harry Potter. ask the student their name and fave character first. And now I've given it a basic prompt. It started breaking the problem statement down into steps and processing those steps. It's creating code based on those steps. None of this thing is right now important to us. We'll wait for 2 minutes. Yeah. And we've got the app ready. I told it's given it a name, Wizarding World Quiz. It's asking the student their name. My name is Prateek. Favorite character is Luna. She's not my favorite character, but I'm on book 5, so I've got to respect book 5 and start quiz. Which type of creature traditionally guards wizard banks? Let's do trolls. And it's now going to do, and it's an interactive game. If you all want to play it, I can just publish it and give you the link and you all can play with it. The only problem is इसके पीछे database नहीं है, तो आपके entries record नहीं होंगे. But imagine from an idea to prototype you went in what, 45 seconds, 1 minute? Imagine the speed at which now anybody could create. And this is possible because of generative AI. This is all generative AI. And if you just go to this link, I'm just going to open an incognito tab. You've got show content and the app is live. You can play with it, send it to your children to play with it. Teachers in the classroom, think about some new experiences. Okay, we are running really short on time. I'm going to talk about a few new products which you can check. You won't be impressed a lot with this, but I wanted to talk, this is a chatbot for IB school students. They've brought it down to IB, but we can do for CBSE, State Board, any sort of school के लिए chatbot बना सकते हैं. And again, it's a chatbot that tells you answer from your curriculum. You have to ask questions. This is again a product, it cannot open here. This is a product that my company has built again, where you can pick any YouTube video, put it in the tool and create it into a learning experience. So with MCQ questions added in between. So that whenever you are like watching a video or sending a kid a homework to watch a video, you can just pop a question. Right now we just have MCQs on it, but possibilities are endless. You can ask the kid to draw, solve something, click a picture and then evaluate, or speak an answer and evaluate, because we now know those functionalities exist. One last video, promise. इसके बाद कुछ नहीं दिखाऊंगा. And this is something that blew my mind. We know the guy on the right. That's educators ka bhagwan. And the person on the left is his son. On the right is the iPad they are using. And I'm just going to quickly move forward a bit.
Problem, but don't give him the answer. You can ask questions and nudge him in the right direction, but I really want to make sure he understands it.
So this is the ChatGPT app open on their iPad. This is the Khan Academy app. ChatGPT is understanding what's happening on the screen. He just spoke the prompt. Don't tell, nudge him in the right direction.
And he's here in the room, so you can talk to him directly.
Of course, I'd be happy to help. Let's look at the problem together. Can you first identify which sides of the triangle are the opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse relative to angle alpha?
Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is the angle alpha right here, right?
Perfect. That's right. Now, looking at the triangle, which side do you think is the hypotenuse? Remember the hypotenuse?
I'm not totally sure. I think it might be this one, but I really am not sure. The side AC?
You're close. Actually, side AC is called the adjacent side to the angle alpha. The hypotenuse is along the side of the right triangle and is directly opposite the right angle. Can you find which one is the hypotenuse?
Oh, okay, I see. So, I think the hypotenuse is this really, really long side from A to B. Would that be correct?
Exactly. Well done. Now.
Okay, quick teacher questions. What teacher actions did you see? Sorry, throwing you all back in Insti. Positive reinforcement, lovely. Any other things that you saw? Asking questions, nudging in the right direction. So some really strong teacher practice evidence coming out. No human in the loop. All AI, end to end. That is one powerful experience, and this has not been unlocked. It's very costly to do. So this is not something that is cheap right now. I don't want you to be restricted by the price experience. That's the generation part. So Khan Migo is now free for educators. They just launched some part of it. This experience is not available at this point. It's a slightly costly experience to build and run, but those prices are going to come down eventually. With that, we're going to jump into the last part. Notebook, we're done. We're not talking about this. I quickly wanted to show you this. It's not a demo really, but just look at this.
I'm really sorry I called your dog Steve.
Who knew there were so many kinds of beans to choose from? Fava, black, kidney, butter, white beans.
You came all the way down to the Department of Motor Vehicles and didn't?
This is a company called Runway or Pika, either of them. Pika. They introduced this model literally last week where you can record your own thing, you have an animated character and it can do that thing. Things that you do on the Bitmoji on the, or whatever thing on the iPhone. They've got that feature out. So yeah, now comes the last 15 minutes. Sorry? It's available on their website. This very video? Yeah, it's a platform for creator tools. Yeah. Okay, now comes the last part, and I'm really happy that we are almost there. We've seen everything that I at least wanted to show. There are obviously a lot more things that even I might not know. You might know better. Image generation we have not even touched. Video generation we have not even talked about. Those experiences to hai hi. Aap seedha video bana sakte ho. Music generation we have not talked about because not really cool demos out there right now or something that a lot of us can try. We have the last 15 minutes with us. Get in groups of 2 or 3, whatever is aspas possible with your older notes that you have. Now, Harsh is going to switch on the light. We are going to play some music for the next 5 minutes. I want you to draw a reimagined workflow of what learning can look like now with everything that you've seen. I'm assuming some of it was new. So what a new learning experience might look like. Pick any persona. You're not bound by anything. You're not even bound by your older experiences. So just take 5 minutes and reimagine learning. We'll play some music for you.
I'm going to play the music they really like to working.
Yes.
Just going.
Go for it.
Instead of closing, you have to take some takeaways and I have to share with the RF. So when you ask a question, what are the key differences? I'll just note take down. But do ask them some closing questions. तो अगर वॉल्यूम कम करना तो कर सकते हैं हाँ
थोड़ा सा कर लेते हैं
okay now do there I think Hitesh has taken some I've taken some but इतना clarity नहीं आ रहा था because of the light
is good
yeah I'll take some photos of you just stand
मैं ठीक हूँ ना हाँ ठीक हाँ भाई मैं थोड़ा बात करता हूँ
So I think there is so much in the classroom. I'm saying from Elva's perspective, there is so much to leverage in the classroom. Or personally, if you are a content creator, it's amazing. Like that, so many. But I mean, this the last one Pika you have Impulse, the notebook element. That is amazing. I'm gonna use it for my business. I'm thinking from a lens of a manager, a program manager. I'm just saying like, how do I take it back from my students? Because I see a lot of us sending homework packets, and sometimes it's not really fun. So students don't really want to do it. So I'm thinking
Hi. What are you guys thinking?
Can you give your phone? I'll check my phone is bad.
Sorry. Yes. What are you guys thinking about?
what can I learn from my personal technology staff? So I'm an AI consultant.
We should talk.
I joined ACE quite recently. I just graduated this year. So how can I use other tools like Perplexity I knew, but while I was like it is as good as GPT or Google's notebook help. So
Yeah.
I haven't used it yet.
Use cases are slightly different, so yeah. But yeah, we should talk. I want to know what AI are you working on? Sorry, you are also from the
Teach for all.
Teach for All community. Okay. Which partner org are you from?
Yeah, Teach for India was international.
Okay. Thank you very much. Lovely. I love a room where all of this works and none of this is surprising for people. So, okay. We're towards the end of this space. Quick thoughts. Something that stood out for you. Some key takeaway. Something that was ki bulb jal gaya. An aha moment from the space. Yes.
I think it's a very common moment that wow, इतना कुछ कर सकते हैं फिर मतलब ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं करके कॉफी पी के चिल कर सकते हैं वो सब काम कर देगा but another thing that's very important that we were really focusing on and Prashant was really stressing on is from the student perspective how is it leveraging the like how will we leverage the product like if the child how will that child leverage it. So I think there's a lot of lack of training recently, presently, people don't have access to it. Like we are here because we know something about it. There's a world that doesn't know about it. So I think reaching that knowledge would be very convenient, very useful, so that people can really make their lives better with it. So I think that is something I would take away, or that is my thought that came. Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. There's a lot to learn.
For me, the moment stood that animation creation.
Yeah.
Or their favorite character is teaching them through the video, they will be more attentive to the lesson. Yeah. And I will surely apply to in my class that their favorite character are teaching them.
Perfect. Run Pika. The name of the platform is Pika. Pika. Yes, try it out. Yes.
So I work in Jharkhand and primarily the most remote locations where still internet is
patchy. Yes.
But still I'm thinking there's a lot of things which I can take to
yeah.
Ranchi and then from Ranchi to remote locations of Uti and Bangalore. I'm still thinking of but there's a lot of things children of Jharkhand and especially these locations are missing.
I'll probably tell you something that might make you happy. Increasingly there is a funda called small language models. हमने देखा है these are large language models. There are small models which run on your mobile phones without internet and do really good stuff. So Apple का पूरा ecosystem, I know like does not really translate well to rural yeah, but I'm just telling Apple ने कर दिया तो Xiaomi भी कर ही देगा कुछ time में. So they are doing on device processing. So small language model पे आप on device काफी चीजें कर सकते हो. So if you create those sort of applications, that is also a reality. A lot of companies are doing it because they don't want to give data to these bigger companies. So that's also a possibility. Yeah.
Question. Plagiarism checker you use for identifying GPT.
Yeah. I won't recommend any because personally I am also of a belief that they are all crap. Yeah. Because if a language model's entire objective is to sound and be as human as possible, the plagiarism checker, which is also created by the same language model companies, is slightly counterintuitive. So right now it's catching based on certain word usage, certain frequency of certain word usage, some patterns, but it is not at all reliable. So I would always, any company that is depending on that or any organization that is trying to use it as a part of their process, I would always say take it with a pinch of big salt or big pinch of salt. My bad. Yes.
I had a question and a thought. I was just thinking about like if, and I don't know, so I'm coming from that lens and how, like, is there AI models which can actually do much more in Hindi?
Yeah.
The students are learning from Hindi to English, and I'm thinking from that, if you could share maybe with.
Lovely.
Yeah, because that would really help. Because I think a thought that I was thinking about was like, our students are into phones right now. That's the reality, right? They're looking at YouTube, they're looking at across, and parents are only worried, keep din bhar phone pe rehte, and safe search is a question. So how can we make AI more fun for them? Is something what I'm thinking to do that or to enable that. If we could also have Hindi to English, maybe that.
So the Chat GPT 4.0 Mini is almost state of the art in Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, Marathi, 4-5 languages. There is an Indian company called Sarvamaya being built out of Bangalore, which is doing some crazy stuff in affordable Hindi. So the problem in Hindi was बहुत महंगा हो जाता था because a lot of tokens. So they are changing the way tokenization works to bring, now we know थोड़ा tokenization क्या होता है, chunking कैसे होती है. So bringing that cost down, Sarvamaya is doing some stuff, but that is again at a model level. उसको application level पे लाने को थोड़ा सा time लगेगा. But there's a lot of work happening. This is like a barely 2-year-old field. Yeah.
I just wanted to explain, there is this government platform called Bashini.
Bashini, yes.
That is more of a translator AI though, but it works really well. I also wanted to ask like, how many of these are like totally open source, and I think
none of the tools I've
that like a lot of demos being open source, I guess.
None of these platforms, the ones I've showed are open source platforms. All of them are closed source, but these platforms are all open and live. You can go and play with them. Yeah. So most of them have a free tier which you can explore, exploit, use very crazily. Yeah. The source is not open though for most of them.
Can you just repeat the government?
Bashini.
Bashini. Yeah. There's one more called Anuvadini. Same government inefficiency. Same चीज 2 बार करेंगे. Yeah. Yes.
So one is a question, one is a thought.
Yeah.
Thought being, if we could create an ecosystem where all of these innovative resources would be just quickly shared over a WhatsApp group or
Lovely.
channel, so that we could always keep exploring it. Second is a question, so I'm currently handling state level operations. So a lot of data analysis is there. So if there's any recommendation, I have so far used Juliet AI, Julius AI.
Huh.
Right, but then all of them come with limited features.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that you have for data.
Nothing on the top of my mind, but because all of these are verticalized use case, and for every vertical use case, you'll have like 5,000 companies today, which are building in that vertical. Good platform to just check their competitors, check G2 for what companies are doing. But a lot is happening in data analytics, qualitative, quantitative, both. In terms of a community, there's something called as People Plus AI. It's a Bangalore-based collective funded by Nandan Nilekani. They've put together an AI educators fora. So Harsh is an active member. He's like one of the core members. Yeah. There was a demo day presentation where like a few innovators, Supernova ka founder was there, I was there, like 4 or 5 other Microsoft researchers, somebody was there, who was talking about AI and demoing their products. That happened in Bangalore, but they do online, offline, a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So that's a crazy community, really good tapped in people. And as far as Teach for India folks are concerned, I think we did like a workshop back in the day, but we could just do like a community of practice or something, we can figure it out on this. So that bunch of us folks who are in it can do. Teach for America does some crazy stuff. They've got some crazy tech companies funded by alums, and now it's our time. So I really feel that TFI 15, on the hopeful note, I feel that a lot of people walking out of here create those experiences, get back to Hitesh and create these experiences for the community and education ecosystem at large. That's my time. Thank you very much. I'm Pratik. You can hit me up here. I wanted to say that's my time. ऐसा लगा कि मैंने stand-up comedy किया. तो मेरे दिल की थोड़ी सी भड़ास निकल गई. But thank you very much for taking a time out and giving 90 minutes of your life to me. We all hope to stay in touch. I'm here. I go by the name Pratik Razurkar on LinkedIn. So please stay in touch. Happy to share any insights we've got there. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Have a great TFI 15.